Hey, how's it going? So in this video, we're going to check out the newest demo of Pickcode Classroom. We've changed up a lot of things over the last few months, over the last year since we've recorded one of these videos. So just wanted to provide an updated tour of Pickcode Classroom. So in here, I'm on my lesson screen, but actually we can get started with how would we set up our classroom and how would we roster our students. So I can go to this classes screen. Right now I have coding 101, coding 102. You would make one of these per class period. And I can make a new class here, coding 103. And in my screen here, I see that I'm an admin, and then I have I can copy an invite link to put on Google Classroom or Canvas or wherever my LMS is. Now we can take a look at lessons. So lessons are really for setting up template code for students, like starter code, as well as instructions. And depending on how you set things up, we have a lot of optionality. Our goal is really to make it so that you can customize things however you'd like. So we can take a look at our test Python lesson here, and we can go in and we can edit the lesson to see what that's like. So we'll see here that we have two files, and we're editing our lesson inside of the code editor. So that's kind of one cool thing, is that we reuse the code editor for doing that. So we have a markdown file, instructions.md. This is a file format that used to be used by Replit, and it's a popular file format. And all you do is you type stuff in here, and you can see it over in the window here. So we can rename our lesson here to first Python lesson. We got a print statement, looks like this. You have a code snippet. The code snippet gets highlighted, in the syntax highlighting that we would use. And then our instructions for the student are, for this assignment, write 10 more print statements. So those are our instructions. Students will be able to see those instructions when they're coding. And then we can also, I'm going to open up the file menu here. We can put files into this starter code folder, and we can look at our main.py that we have for our starter code for our students. In our starter code, we give them one example print statements, and then we say write 10 more print statements below. Easy. And that's kind of it for editing the lessons. Pretty simple. If you don't need the instructions markdown file, you can delete that. Again, you can add lots of starter code files. You can do a lot of different stuff. And we'll have help videos to kind of explain how that all goes and deep dive into that. But for now, quick tour. So we can go back to our lesson screen. And so we've finished our lesson. Our students are rostered into our class. And now it's time that we want to assign work to the students. So our test Python lesson here, we click this again, and we can just click assign. So, I guess for coding 103, we haven't assigned this yet because it's a brand new course. But for coding 101, I already did assign this, and there are students in my coding 101 course. So I can open this assignment, and we'll see a status screen that's kind of an overview of everything that the students have done. So we have a listing of all the students in the class, when they started the lesson. Students are able to mark the lesson as done, and we can see when they did that. And then we can see the student work. So we can hop in here, and this is really where you're going to spend a lot of time. I think this is our most powerful kind of feature in Pickcode Classroom, is our student work dashboard. So you can go through, you see what the student wrote. So this is student 1 in coding 101. You can run their code. And so this was student 1. They only wrote one print statement, so they've kind of got some more work to do. For student 1, we can go into their files. We can view the history of this file. We can see exactly the timestamp of when they made it. We can see who edited the file when. We can see the total file history, everything there. And this is great for kind of detecting plagiarism issues if students are copy pasting from ChatGPT or wherever, or from other students. You can check that all out there, and it's down to the second exactly what they edited. But then we can flip between students. So without having to reload anything, we're flipping through all of our students. We're running our code. And all of this updates in real time. So as the students are typing, you see what's going on, and you can actually type inside of their code as well. So let's say they forgot a parentheses. They've got this error here, and they raise their hand and they say, hey, what's going on? You can go in, you can edit their code and do that there. So one of the other things that we added that we're really excited about is the ability to do input-output tests. So depending on how you run your classroom, you may or may not use this feature, but it's something that we've added that we're really excited about. So Here's another lesson that we've got. It's about squaring numbers. So write Python code that accepts a number using input and prints the result of multiplying the number by itself. So here's the starter code that I've got, and you'll see that this is number plus number. So this won't work. So I've set up some test cases, and we'll see how we do that in a second. But when I run this code, some of these tests will pass. So 2 plus 2 is 4, but 2 times 2 is also 4. So some of these will pass, some of these will fail. Now, when the students go to do their work, their goal would be to change this to a times sign. And when they rerun those tests, they'll automatically get this feedback about the fact that their code now works and runs properly. So you can set up your tests here. This looks a little much, but you can set these up and you just add the tests one at a time. You can add a name for your test, the input, the expected output, a bunch of other options. So I've added a bunch of test cases here. So this is another way that you can run your class if you want to have some more structured activities. So I've jumped into a different project here, and one of the things that you also get access to with Pickcode Classroom is the ability to run graphics programs. So all of my examples so far have been Python, but this is Python Turtle. So we see the turtle drawing the little animation on the screen, and you get access to that. So a lot of folks like doing that. We have Turtle, we have tkinter, we have Pygame, we have a number of other libraries, and you can access the list of all the libraries on the help page up there. So worth noting, Pickcode Classroom isn't just for Python. When you create a new lesson for your students, you can select Python, HTML, CSS, JavaScript. You can select Java. We even have C++ that we've added in the last year. And then when you select, let's say Java, for Java, you can also do graphics. So you can do graphics in Java, you can do graphics in Python, you can make HTML websites, you can do your C++ coding, a lot of different options depending on what your coursework requires. Another thing that we've added that we're also excited about is the ability to share your projects. So I'm back in my Turtle project and I can share this. So I can say that anyone with an account can edit this code. And so I could send this out to someone else, just like Google Docs, right? I can copy this link and I can email it to someone and they can edit the code. I can also add users individually by their email address, and they'll get the project added to their share with you list. And then you and the other person can edit your code collaboratively in real time, just like you would in Google Docs. So that's about it for this demo. I wanted to go through the kind of basic overview of the features. There's a lot to dive into, and we've got a lot of other help videos available here on YouTube that you can take a look at. And if you ever want to chat, you can email us at info@pickcode.io, or you can book a demo with me directly on our homepage.